Well, now I'm going to explain you how to include some small details that make the drawing much more professional. And we need something to understand what the, especially in plain floor plans, we need to understand what the building is like. For example, you see this, and we have this element on level 1 and level 2. So on level 1, that means that here this line, it's a projection of the void that we have on this level. Okay, so if we walk this corridor, then you can see that there's a void here and this is open to below. So we need to reflect this on level 2, and that's why we need these two lines. But here on level 1, we need to see the projection of the ceiling. Okay, so the ceiling is not continuous. We have a void here, and we have to do it. And we have to show this in all the plans. So even with dimensions, we need to show this void here, or with the furniture on level 1. And we need to show that void there. There are different ways to do this. So I'm going to explain you different ways. The first way is using annotate detail lines. Okay, so you see that here in annotate, we have dimensions, but we have this option, the detail line. So with this detail line, we can draw a line. Okay, so if we want to draw this, I have these 3 lines, but this is a solid line. It's not as important to, and it shouldn't be a solid line because this is a projection of something that we have above. So it shouldn't be a continuous or a solid line. We have to change the line type. How can we do it? Different ways. If we click here, here you see that we have different options. We have white lines. With this, we increase the line weight. This is not what we want, so it has to be a thin one. And with this, we have hidden. Okay, so let's click on hidden. Okay, that's better because it's not a solid line. It's a dashed or a non-continuous line. So when we're looking at something like this, we understand that this is something that doesn't belong to this floor. So it belongs to something that is above, and we are just looking at the projection of that element. There's another way. We can select it, right-click, and override graphics in view by element. And here you have more line types. Okay, so we have different line types. I like small dashed lines like this. The other one was to pick the, I like this better. Okay, so you can select this, override graphics in view by element, and make sure that we select the same one. It was and we click OK. We have done this here, but we have to move it there because this is level 1. Okay, so I'm going to move it here. What's the problem with these detail lines? They are only visible on the drawing that we are working with. So if we are working on level 1, the problem is that we don't see this on level 1 dimensions or on level 1 furniture. Okay, and we should see that. Well, we can either do it again, or I can just select this, Control C, copy, and then I can go to level 1 dimensions and Control V, and just make sure that you match. Okay, and yeah, I have to repeat override graphics, and I have to, no, have to select the same element here. Okay, we have this in the dimensions floor plan, and I can copy it again, and I can copy it in on the furniture floor plan here. And again, I have to override and okay, so that's it. Another thing that we have to do, another detail, when we have staircases, we need to convey the idea of we have to go up. So when we see a lot of steps here, I don't know if going up is from here to this way, or I start here and then I go that way. So again, I need another detail line. Usually I have to take the midpoint, and I need an arrow. So that can be, there are different ways to do this, but I mean, with this arrow, I make people understand that they have to start going upstairs here, and then they go up. And again, this is not a solid line, so I have to select this and override graphics in view by element. Dot. No, this is not good. Dash dot. Dot 1 millimeter. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so if you use different line types, because this is a projection and this is just something to understand where we go up. And well, that's it. And again, we need to do this in the dimensions. It's in line. So I would have to do the same thing here. What if we want to do something that we don't have to repeat? We want something that it's when we open level 1 with dimensions and level 1 with furniture, it shows up. The same thing that happens with the doors and windows and walls. Then I need to do something different, another line. If I go to architecture, model line, and if I do something here, then on level 1 dimensions, it should show up, probably because, yeah, I have hidden those lines because there were other lines that I didn't want to show up. So if you click this here, and then you select this and hide in view. Yeah, the problem is that if you do this with category, we see this, but we also see lines that we don't want to see. Like this one. Okay, I can delete it. And then I can keep this. And with this one, I can override graphics in view. And I have the same options here with the dot line. And if we go to level 1 furniture, again, I can unhide this and hide in view category, and then it's there again. I recommend you the detail line. You have to copy the detail line in different positions, but well, I recommend you do this. Okay, but there's another way to do it. So you can use these model lines, and this model line shows up in all the plans unless you hide in view category, and now it disappears. Okay, so that's on level 1. What happens on level 2? On level 2, we have this void here, and then if we want to convey the idea that this is open to below, I'm going to use analyze. No, sorry, annotate detail line. We need this and this. And then override graphics in view. Okay, like this. So those are small details that we have to keep in mind. The same thing here. So here, if this is a void for the elevator, we should have another detail line here. And then if this is the same, we need to select the same object style. I think it was this one, here and here. Okay, so on level 1, this is what we need. And we have to do the same thing in furniture and in dimensions. Oh, so that was level 2. Okay, so on level 1, we have 2 voids here. We have the elevator here, so we need a detail line. Here and here. And we select those, override graphics in view, and this is it.